Hey, all right. Okay, thank you.
What's he doing?
Tickling my ear. Okay, well, welcome everybody to, I guess, our first episode of 2025.
Yep.
A little bonus episode, I should say. You guys are tuning in today from Andrew's YouTube channel, so make sure you subscribe if you guys want to see more of our Ditching the Split content. I have been posting less edited episodes of, well, the episodes on this channel.
Just some of the behind the scenes stuff that would have got cut out of our episodes that we saw and we're like, that's actually funny. Like, let's leave it in.
Yeah, so if you guys want to see more of that content, you guys are in the right place. So we're diving into our 2025 videos with a little Q&A. I did say in our last episode on our main channel that we were taking a break for the holidays, and technically we are still on a break. We had anticipated that January was going to be a busy month. We were doing a little traveling, so you guys are actually seeing this while we are in...
Did we say that?
Well, is it bad?
There's been a lot going on, lots of things. We've been traveling, we've had things to do. So we haven't even touched the house since before Christmas. So nothing's happened. So we're sitting down to film a Q&A because there's been a lot of questions that have kind of been unanswered anyways.
Yeah.
So we'll take this time to...
I guess it's not really a break from content, it's just a break from filming stuff inside the house.
Right.
Which has been nice.
Yeah.
Anywho, I asked you guys on my Instagram to submit some questions, all your burning questions, and we're gonna work our way through them.
And we haven't even looked at them yet.
No, we
So
haven't.
This is the real time answers.
Ooh,
Which, no, you know how a lot
unfiltered.
of you know how a lot of people will like ask questions and sort through them and be like, okay, let's answer this one, this one, this one.
Like what to say?
Yeah, I'm completely unprepared,
Yeah, you
and
are.
I don't think you've looked either.
Oh gosh, where do we even start? Let's scroll all the way down. We'll start from the very beginning.
Okay.
First question, would you ever consider flipping houses once this project is done?
Yes, sort of. Like we've talked about it, and if we had the opportunity, I think we would rather do a cottage type of thing than residential houses around us, and then possibly rent that out on Airbnb or something like that. But I don't think I would want to buy houses that people are going to buy to live in full time to flip. I don't know. There's something cringy about it.
I know, it's just, I don't know if that's really our vibe, but I do love the idea of doing a cottage. That's like a goal of ours.
The thing with us, houses that are flipped are always low quality because the profit margins have to be super high in order to make money flipping them. And like, I don't think either of us could really set our, not pride, but like set our expectations aside to do a cheap, low quality renovation just to make money.
Yes.
Right?
Yes. I've thought about that as well. Yeah, I know, just for the sake of making some money, I don't think that
You're
that's...
knowingly like ripping people off, really, is what it is.
Yeah. Not for everybody,
Not
I guess, but I know, at least where we live, it's a lot of that.
Yeah.
What is your new favorite thing or the thing that made you fall in love with this house? Do you want to say what your favorite thing was before we renovated and your new favorite thing?
Well, the garages, that was really the only reason I wanted the house, the garage and the lot size. Because a house, you can do anything to it if you have the ability and finances. Yeah, that's what I loved about it. But now, like, I think the fireplace is the best thing in the house. Right now, I'm sure the porch I'm going to like more in the summer. But right now, I've been just loving the fireplace because you come down the hall, you can already see it. It's a gas fireplace, so it looks like as real as it can get.
Yeah, my answer is the same. For sure, the garages, just in that the setup is very unique. I'd never seen a house like this before where it's garages on top of garages. And Andrew being a carpenter, we came from a house that had no garage at all. We had like a tiny little shed. So that I was just excited for you to have all that space. And then also the backyard. Our house is just under 2 acres, so it just to have like space to create a garden and do all the backyard projects that we have done up until this point. I was super excited about that. After the renovation, the fireplace and the porch. I love having a porch.
It was amazing. Right before winter came, every chance we got, we'd sit out there.
Yeah, I love that.
Which is funny because remember when you still lived at your original house, like at home? Then when I'd come over and we would eat, we would sit
on the porch.
Sit on the porch, be like, I hope one day we can do this in our own house.
Aww.
Like we used to say
so
that.
So cute. Yeah, I did. I forgot about that actually. And it was like not even anything special. It was like tiny.
The porch was like the size of this couch.
Yeah. What was the hardest task or stage to get through with this renovation? I've seen a couple comments of people wanting to know what the hardest part was.
Honestly, nothing was hard. It was like like hard to figure out or hard like working? Like,
Whatever's hard for you, baby. Mine was sharing it in real time was really like mentally difficult. It was hard to share like these episodes as much as I loved everything we were doing. The actual like work, I guess technically it was like hard work, but it didn't feel like hard work because we were enjoying it. But sharing it in real time as we're like processing what the house is looking like and like making design choices, and then also having input from people before we've even like thought enough about it was like mentally a lot. Like
Yeah.
before a video would go up every Sunday, I would be like, oh gosh, like what are people going to say? Everyone's always very nice, but it's still just like the mental aspect of it was, to be doing it in real time was difficult.
yeah. I'd say that week that I was on the roof, like that was the hardest, like
physically a hard
the
week.
hardest part.
Yeah.
Just because it was so hot and there was so much pressure to get it done because there was a snowstorm. There was a rainstorm coming.
Yeah.
So everything, you couldn't miss a day. Every minute of daylight, you had to be working.
When do you guys eat, and what do you eat in a day throughout all the renos?
We didn't really eat much, like proper meals.
No,
proper
we
timing.
did try though, because historically during like big renovations and stuff, it's hard to find time to eat, and we ordered a lot of takeout. But for this reno, we specifically, like I would stop and be like, we need to eat. I have to think of what to make for dinner.
I didn't want you to have to work.
Okay, what do you want for dinner?
Do you want to order something or do you want to cook?
No, we can't. I'll have a baked potato.
I'll have some raisin bread.
That's not dinner. What do you?
For me, it is.
I can make you something, Dave.
I'm not hungry.
You're not?
Not really.
What about something with bacon?
And we would actually do it.
And we would actually eat, yeah. So we did make it a priority to eat because historically we haven't done that, and that's not a good way to. You just need to fuel your body for stuff like this. It just doesn't make any sense to live like that.
Yeah.
What do we eat? I don't know.
A lot of pasta.
Did we eat a lot of pasta this time?
We always made noodles and stuff.
I don't remember.
Noodle dishes.
Rice bowls.
Rice, yeah.
I guess.
Very basic, like.
A lot of questions about money and affording this renovation. So I'll just answer this one. Did you take out a loan to complete the project, or did you pay as you go?
As far as finances go, we did have money put aside to start the renovation, and as we went, we were also making money. So we paid for it as we went. We didn't borrow any money. We didn't take out any construction loans or anything like that. We had a chunk of money set aside to use, and then, yeah.
I've seen a lot of questions as well, both during this renovation and even up until right now, people asking what do we do for work, and we do social media for work. Andrew worked full-time as a carpenter. I worked as a recreation therapist in a retirement home. In Canada, you don't make as much as you do in the US as a creator, which I think a lot of people don't realize that. Like, we don't make money. We've never made money on TikTok unless it was a sponsored post. We don't make money on Instagram. Is that like the two big ones that people make money on, I guess? As we would film these episodes and put them up, any money we were making from sharing the content went right back into the house. So
Yeah.
that was like a big part of like funding it. But we did have the expectation of what this renovation was going to cost, so we were able to kind of like budget in advance. Andrew would do jobs for people still as a carpenter with his own business, and then just like any money we would make, we just still to this day we put it right back into the house. I think that kind of answered two questions in one. What do you do for work, or what did you do for work, and how did you afford this renovation? What's your plan for the YouTube channel when your house is done? Are you going to flip another house?
We have a lot left here.
Yeah, there's still a lot of renovation to go at this house, but I don't think that we'll flip another house. Like I said, we really want to do a cottage, but I don't have the interest in being a landlord or something like that.
No.
Do you have a rough estimate of how much we've put into the house so far?
Since we bought it, like every reno, every improvement, everything we've done, including this when it's finished, because there's still a little bit of money to put into it, I'd say 200,000 Canadian. That's everything we've done: basement, bathrooms, outside, like the pool.
Oh, this is a good question, and I've seen people ask this a lot. Why/how did you decide to gut your house instead of buy or build what you wanted? Take it away, baby.
That's a great question. So my previous answer was roughly 200,000. That's with basically a brand new in-ground pool. So just a pool in our area is $100,000 for what we did. It cost us, it was around 20,000 to
21
restore our pool.
Like 21,600, I think, Canadian is what it
Yeah.
came to do the pool in the surround.
A job like what we have done on this Ditching the Split series would range from 300,000 and up for a contractor or a business to do it. So between this and just the pool, you'd be $400,000. And the basement renovation probably would have cost 60 to 80,000
To pay someone.
to pay somebody to do. We did 2 other bathrooms on the main floor. We redid all the hardwood. Like, I would estimate if a company was to come in to renovate this for us, around 600,000 for everything that has been done to this house, plus the purchase of the house. So when people see that, they think, holy smokes, like you spent more on the house and renovating than a brand new build would cost. But the renovation only cost us 200,000 to flip the entire home, interior, exterior, add an in-ground pool, do everything on a 2-acre lot. So really, we're still ahead quite a bit based on where we live, our home value because of where we live and everything. To purchase, let's say, a lot our size in our area would cost pretty much what we paid for this house.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Right? So not just that, you have to pay the levies, you have to pay the permits. Permit fees in our area range from $30,000 to $60,000 for a new build, just for permits before you even put a shovel in the ground. And then to build something, it's insane. The price to build a house where we are right now. Mm-hmm. To build a house our size, you're $500,000 to pay someone just to build it.
Yeah. I think it's easier for people to say in a comment section, why wouldn't you just build a house if you made so many changes to it? But I just don't think a lot of people understand how much money goes into building a house versus buying a house in the location that you want, with the lot size that you want, with changes that you are physically able to make. Instead of like, I don't think people understand sometimes.
No, and to have the finances to be able to even buy a house that you knock down to rebuild, we can't afford to do that.
No, literally no. This was 2020 as well. We bought our first home, which was a 2-bedroom, sold that, and then bought this one. So like, we did not have a budget to be buying a plot of land or like knocking this house down and starting over. And that was never like, we were never interested in doing that. We always just saw potential to work with what we had, obviously.
Yeah, even now, like,
even now to like buy a plot of land and build a house?
you can't, like,
No.
unless you have a lot of money.
Yeah.
But
Or
yeah,
you're
and then-
doing it like somewhere in the boonies.
Yeah, and people asking, like, on that same question, asking, wouldn't it have been easier to knock the house down to redo it?
That's crazy.
It's like, what do you mean? Like, our house already has, like, the foundation, a poured basement, like, basement floor, foundation, all the plumbing is done in the house,
Yeah.
all the electrical is done in the house, half the roof we left, like 90% of the framing structure of the walls we left, the drywall on the rest of the house, all of that. Like, what do you mean knock it down would be easier? This is only like half of the house that we did anything to, so it's a bit confusing to like even try and understand why people would be asking that as far as easier, because no, it wouldn't be.
Somebody just asked, why is it called Ditching the Split when you guys are already working inside? So where did Ditching the Split? I know. So Ditching the Split was the title for, it was going to be the whole series. The exterior was obviously Ditching the Split because we were getting rid of our split entry into the home. So if you guys remember, there was the front door right here, and then it would be the stairs leading up into the main living area, hence the whole Ditching the Split. Now we're going to have a 14-foot wide staircase, a couple steps that lead down, and then we need to redo the landscaping and the pathway to the front door, obviously, because there's no door there. And I just thought ditching with the word split sounded good. There was another option for the title of this series, redoing the split, remodeling, I forget. It's like somewhere, and maybe I could find it in like the original logo of what the series was going to be called. Mm-hmm. But it was just kind of on a whim to call it Ditching the Split because of the split entry. We were ditching it to like renovate the exterior. And then when it came to the interior, if you remember, I did joke about calling it Stitching the Split. Part
Yes.
2 called Stitching the
Yes.
Stitching the Split. Stitching the Split. Stitching the Split.
Stitching it back
Season
together.
2. Yeah, do you get that?
Yeah.
Fixing up what we had already started, and a lot of people thought it was like funny and weird to go and stitching the split.
It, yeah.
We just kept it as Ditching the Split because the interior reno was still part of the exterior, and I don't know.
It just flows. That's what
did.
people know it as.
Yeah, that's what people know it as. So it's just easy to keep it the same. And I wasn't really interested in making a whole new logo to
Intro,
include. Oh my gosh, so
transitions.
many things. With your huge property, do you have any thoughts on getting more dogs or cats or perhaps some chickens?
No. No.
I would get chickens if we had kids whose chore could be to clean out the nest.
Yeah, but you don't eat eggs. Like
Oh, yeah.
eggs would only be for baking or for me to eat.
Yeah.
I would never like eat a chicken that I raised. So that's all. There'd be no point. It would be more of a hobby, like just to have chickens. And that would be an expense that like we're not benefiting from.
We would love to take in more dogs, though. We've always said that if we were millionaires and we became rich and had like a huge property to build a dog sanctuary or like an animal sanctuary, wouldn't that be so amazing?
Yeah.
We always talk about how we wish we could take in more dogs, but these two are more than enough. And Carl is an only child as far as cats go. I can't see him enjoying a brother or sister.
Correct.
How do you avoid burnout from work and or making decisions? Ooh, that's a good question. Taking breaks like when we can, like this is a break to avoid burnout right now.
And I came from working like shift work.
Yeah.
It was days, nights, all over the place, 12-hour shifts, sometimes 16-hour shifts. So I've kind of become accustomed to it.
I think
So-
it's like, I think that that's a good point. I think it's like the mental aspect of burnout as far as like being on the internet. Not for me, like for you it would be the physical burnout. For me, it's just like the mental aspect of like creating and like opening yourself up for criticism and having input on what you're doing. And it's just like a lot. Like sometimes it just feels like a lot. As much as I love doing it, just like I said, sharing the renovation in real time was mentally a lot because it's just your decisions that like you haven't even really like come to terms with yet and you're still trying to figure out. People are already offering input on it, which can make things a little bit more confusing or overwhelming. But yeah, just taking breaks and stepping away from your phone if if that's what you mean.
Doing stuff outside of this
Yeah.
helps, like just a distraction, so
Yeah.
it's not just consuming you as well.
For sure. When will the inside be done? Soon. Probably once we get back to it, just like another month, and then this main area will be done.
Yeah, there's not too much left. Maybe about 4 episodes.
What project after the kitchen do you think you'll be doing?
I would love to get the rest of the downstairs done.
Yeah. We renovated half of our basement last year, but there's still that whole other side that is currently garage. Okay. We already kind of answered this one, but I'm seeing it a lot. Do you both work full time or are you able to work from social media to get all this accomplished? We do social media now. You still do renovations for people sometimes, like small
Yeah, I don't
fences,
take
decks and stuff.
Yeah, I don't take on big jobs anymore. Just fences, decks, gazebos.
You can take this as your sign to start a YouTube channel in 2025 if it's been something you were thinking about doing. I started making YouTube videos back when I was like 14.
Yeah.
When nobody was watching, like it was just like for fun or I'd do it with my friends. And to be 31 now and making them as a job, it's really amazing and cool. It like feels so surreal.
And I'm a very private person. I never thought I'd put anything on the internet.
Yeah, you
I
are.
don't even have Facebook or anything.
Would you ever do a podcast?
Probably.
That is so funny that you say you would start a podcast because like it was painful to get you to speak on camera before.
Yeah, but now I'm better. Like, I'm more comfortable
You think you have
now.
enough to say for a podcast?
I think you do most of the talking for us. So I think it would be funny because it would be my reactions and my awkward, like,
But a podcast, don't you listen to podcasts?
do I?
Like, no, isn't that what podcasts are for?
Yeah.
So how would they know your reaction?
Verbal reaction.
Oh, okay. Have any of your neighbors asked you to work on their house after seeing what you've done?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A couple.
Yeah, a few. We were able to meet some neighbors from doing that exterior renovation, which is funny because that was like something I was a little nervous about going into, was just having, it's so public where you can drive past the house and see what we're doing. And obviously people were doing that. We are the entertainment of the street right now. Who dat? Wrong house. Wrong house. Like, why do you need to stop if you see us out here with the dogs?
Because they want to look. Obviously.
What a weirdo. But it did give us the opportunity to meet a lot of people who are in our neighborhood who we'd never met before. And quite a few of them had asked you for work after that. Mm-hmm. What's your editing process? We film Monday through Thursday, sometimes Friday, and then I start editing the video Friday afternoon into the night and then finish it Saturday. Struggle to get it uploaded for Sunday every single time. That's why if the video's ever late is because it's like a major struggle to save it, because at this point I have like a gazillion files from this renovation. But yeah, do that, and then if I remember, turn it into a vertical thing. How come on the design it showed you'd have black windows, but you chose white windows?
I don't think it's an attitude question. I think it's a genuine question. We didn't really follow the original design at all.
Yeah.
That was more of just a rendering so that we could kind of see the roof lines.
Hey.
Okay, relax, guys.
Sorry.
That's why we're not getting more pets.
Yeah,
Now the
Carl
dog
and
cat
Ackley are
fighting.
fighting under the table.
But we pretty much just wanted to see what it would look like with the new roof lines, with the gables, the porch, and everything. We didn't work with a designer through the whole process. It was basically just get us our architectural drawings. We did the virtual walkthrough to see what the space would feel like. But other than that, we did all the designing ourselves. So as we went, we did make changes. We opted for white windows because white's timeless.
I feel like, yeah, white is timeless. I feel like black is just trendy to do black, and then like one day you'll look back and be like, why did everybody do black?
I think the way that we did it with the siding and the stone, like the stone skirt with the vertical siding, if we did black windows, we weren't going for the farmhouse look.
Do you think it'd look farmhousey?
Once you start doing that kind of stuff, yeah.
I think if we did white siding and black windows for sure.
Yeah. But I just think black windows would have been so harsh on the house. It would look dark, bring dark elements like a lot. Everywhere you look, it's like boom, boom, boom.
Everyone wants to know how much did the exterior cost. We'll share a cost breakdown. We always said that we would, and I think transparency is really important. Considering so many people also live in a house in a similar style, like this house with the split entry, bedrooms on the main floor, it's like very cookie cutter, especially in Ontario where we live. I feel like you can drive down your street and there's guaranteed to be at least like one house that looks like this. So we always said we would share the cost breakdown because I think it would be helpful for a lot of people who are planning to also ditch their split. Mm-hmm. Mind you, you don't have to do all of the things that we did. You don't have to take your frickin' roof off and do all that, but we'll share it eventually. Yeah, get up here, boy.
Over there.
You want to come to mommy? Come here. Okay. I guess we'll do a little swap. Always accommodating. Do you ever disagree or argue on whose idea to use?
No.
No. I don't think we really argue about anything.
We bicker like jokingly a little bit.
Yeah, but we've been together for, 13 years? 14 years. We pretty much know what we're thinking. Like, I know what you're thinking before you have to say it, and I think the same goes like you for me, right?
Yeah, and as far as colors and stuff like that, I don't decide because I don't know.
Oh, that's true. Andrew has thrown out a lot of like design ideas that
They're bad. I know they are.
they're not all bad. They're not all bad. It's just sometimes you need a little bit of guidance like that.
And I know that. That's why we don't argue about it.
Oh, okay. That's good then. How do inspections work in Canada? Great question.
That's a great question because I'm under the impression that people think we didn't get permits, which of course we did. This scale of project, you have to. You basically need a permit to do anything anymore in Ontario. Like anything you want to do, you need a permit for. Mm-hmm. So anyone wondering, call your local municipality, building department, say what your plan is, and they'll kind of guide you whether you need them or not. We needed 2 permits. We needed a building permit, which was classed under renovation, and we needed a permit from ESA, which is Electrical Safety Authority. And the inspections, there's a rough-in and a finished inspection for the electrical, which basically before you put your drywall on, they need to come take a look at everything and look past the electrical for the rough-in. And then when it's completely finished, all hard appliances are wired, everything. Basically, it's move-in ready. The electrical inspector will come back again, make sure that everything's good. You did everything that you said you were going to do. They check the panel, make sure that you use the right size breakers. For the building inspections, it's basically just follow along. We needed a foundation inspection or a footing inspection, which was for the porch columns. There's a framing inspection, which happens basically right before you're ready for installation. So all the rough-ins are done, such electrical, plumbing, everything's done. They'll come back, they'll inspect the rough framing. And then once it's insulated, they'll inspect the insulation. And then basically it's just the final. And if you're doing changes to your heating and cooling or plumbing, of course there'd be an inspection for that. But that's why typically most inspectors will say, do not schedule me for your framing inspection until all the rough-ins are done, because then they can look at everything at once and they're not coming out 4 times. There's a lot of structural components that you're not allowed to drill through or notch or anything like that. So if they were to inspect your framing before you do your plumbing or your electrical, and then you drill through, say, a truss or engineered beam, the framing is now no good, but they've already passed it. And then they come to inspect your plumbing and you've notched a beam.
Really quick, where did you get your couch from? It was from HomeSense, just because I have seen a lot of people asking about it.
Interesting.
Was ditching the split a plan way back in 2020 when all the remodeling started? No way. It was definitely not. I mean, it was always a dream that we could get rid of the entrance in the stairwell, but have you been approached by a TV show? Oh my gosh, so many questions or so many comments we've seen in the comment section about HGTV, which is so very sweet, and I'm glad that people enjoy the series enough to think that it should be on TV. But have we been approached by a TV show?
Yeah, a couple.
Nothing that we would ever consider, and honestly, I like the setup that we have ourselves, like just doing YouTube and being in control of what that final edit looks like, and you know, working on what we choose to work on and not having to, I don't know. I grew up watching HGTV, but we don't have cable anymore. I don't even know what's on HGTV these days.
I don't know.
But I don't think we'll ever do something like that.
Like you said about the final edit, I feel like our content could get so twisted because of my dry, like,
Oh yeah.
right? Like, it would be so easy to make it look like I'm annoyed by you all the time.
I know, and that was a fear. I just always feared that was how it was going to get interpreted, just because you were kind of shy.
Yeah, and just like, I have a very dry sense of humor and I'm sarcastic.
Yeah.
But it's never serious. I'm never mad. Like, I don't get mad.
No.
So I feel like, I don't know, if someone else was in control of the editing, obviously that's for TV.
Yes,
They
to
want
make
drama,
it right,
they want-
right.
And it would just be endless, so easy to make us
Yeah.
look like bad.
I don't think that that's where we'll end up. But thank you for thinking that we could. I'd love to do Amazing Race one day.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
We'll put that in the universe. Maybe one day you guys will see us on Amazing Race.
That'd be really
Amazing
fun.
Race Canada.
Am I even in it now? With this big boy?
Yeah, there we go. Back to the regular thing.
Regular schedule.
I'll have to
program.
crop it in. We're a little offside, but it's okay.
Yeah, okay. Can we have a cabinet building tutorial, please? Yes, I am going to do that. Once we get back to working in here, I have some cabinets in the kitchen to build. So I'm going to show a really good step-by-step thing on how to do that. When will you give us a full property indoor and outdoor tour? In the summer.
Gosh. In the summer. It looks a little sad right now in the winter.
Yeah. Knowing what you know now, would you do it all again?
Yes.
100%.
I love doing the exterior. That was
know.
so much fun.
We're already talking about how we miss.
Yeah.
I wish that it could have lasted longer.
Yes. Yeah, me too. I wouldn't like to be doing it in the winter for sure. In the
No.
snow, in the rain, that doesn't sound exciting at all. But the aspect of getting to make over a house from the outside, it was so much more fun than I expected. And as much as it was hard work, like I said, it was fun work, and we got to do it together, and it was nice. I would love to do it again. On a cottage.
Yeah, that's the dream, honestly.
Move it a little bit to the side. Sorry, the camera just died. That will do. I hope you guys don't mind how long this video is. I can't tell, but sometimes these videos are nice just to listen to. We've seen a lot of questions as well about forever home and if this is where we're gonna live forever, or why do all the work if you're not gonna live here forever.
I don't know how to find responses, sorry.
It's okay. Initially, I had shared back in the day how this was not our forever home and we didn't plan to live here forever. Because back then the goal actually was to like build a home. We would have loved to do something like that.
Yeah.
But even up until 2023, I was still saying this isn't our forever home, which seems crazy a year later to have done all this now and say that. I just think forever is a really long time to live anywhere. I grew up moving houses all the time. So I never had that experience of like having like one house that you lived in and like grew up in, and then like, I don't know, forever just sounds like so long.
And we're not fortune tellers either. Like
Yeah.
opportunities can come up in different places.
Yeah.
And if a great opportunity comes up that you don't want to pass on, you'd move.
Yeah,
like
of
you'd
course.
relocate for certain things.
For sure. I love this house though. Like what I'm trying to say is I don't have any plans to sell it anytime soon, and we're not doing all this work just to flip it and put it on the market.
Yeah, we're not actively looking to
No,
sell.
definitely not. So yeah. Did that answer the question?
Yeah.
I don't think it's our forever home, but I don't think any house is a forever home.
You can't
like,
say
what even
it
is a forever home?
You
I
can
don't know.
say it is, but you don't know what is around the corner. Like, you never know. How much of a normal life do you have during the reno?
Well, this is our normal life. Like, we're not going to a job, like a 9 to 5, and then coming home and renovating. Although that's what we were doing at the beginning, up until like 2022. We would go to work and then come home and work on the house. So this is our normal. This is, yeah, I don't know.
It's become normal.
It's become normal. It feels abnormal to not be filming every week.
I've seen this a lot in the comments too. Where's the porch swing?
Oh gosh, the porch swing, guys. I just never ended up ordering it. I had plans to order it, but then winter was like right around the corner. So I just was like, well, I'll just wait until, like I was waiting to see if they would go on sale for Christmas time, because then it's the down season. So I thought it might be cheaper to order it then. And then I literally forgot, like until you're mentioning this question, I forgot all about a porch swing. I hadn't even thought about it after. I was like, well, maybe it'll be cheaper if I buy it in the winter.
How does Andrew know how to do all the things? I don't. Like, I don't know how to do everything. If there's parts of the project that I wasn't 100% sure on, I would just do tons of research, YouTube, Googling things, asking other people that I know have done it before.
Want to see a cool trick? Is that how you do it? Is that how you do it?
The metal brake is the perfect example of that. You went into that not really knowing how to use it, and then
Watch a couple
after
videos.
2 days, yeah, you were doing it like a pro.
Yeah, the biggest thing is don't be afraid to try. And I'm not saying take on something huge and do it right away. Do something smaller that's kind of what you want to do. And then if it goes well, and you'll learn your mistakes from that, and then try a bigger scale.
Yeah, and don't be discouraged if it doesn't work out right away. I think that
It never does.
of course, yeah, it goes hand in hand. Somebody had asked about advice for like starting out as a DIYer or something like that, and like
Go into it knowing you're going to mess up.
yeah, of course, of course.
As crazy as that sounds, like you're not going in to fail, but you're going to make mistakes that you will learn from. Did you finish the exterior, garages, siding, windows, etc.? There's a few small things I still have to do. The one garage door we never ended up sanding
that's
down
right,
and
yes.
staining.
We'll do it in the spring when it's warmer.
Just a few small things. The chimney, I need to take that down all the way. It's basically just taken down to the foundation right now. But other than that, yeah, we finished everything. Are you putting a TV in the new space?
So many questions about a TV, which takes me by surprise. I did not realize people like cared that much about having a TV. We're not big TV watchers as it is, but we have a TV in the basement. Our basement's finished, so we have our TV down there. And initially the plan was not to put a TV in here, and we still technically aren't putting a TV in here. But you guys will see after a little break what transpires, because it just was never like really a concern for us. There was never really a plan to put it above the fireplace. I just asked people's input on that because I know some people feel very strongly about do not put a TV above a fireplace.
Yeah, I think the only thing we would use a TV for the two of us in this space would be the news and the weather. But we have a Google.
We're a little more exciting than that.
No, we don't watch sports. We don't watch
that's
wrestling
true.
or UFC or.
Is that what people watch on TV? I don't even know.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know.
I don't know what people use the TV for these days besides streaming.
Yeah, I don't know.
Or a lot of people watch our YouTube videos on their TV, which I always find so funny.
Yeah,
When they
'cause
like
it's, like,
put us on the
full
big
screen.
screen. It just makes me laugh.
Yeah. It's really cool though.
I know, I love it. I love it. I just think it's funny. I never would have thought to do that.
That's funny.
What's next on the project list? Did we say that?
Yeah, hopefully, well, we'll see. Like, I would love to do the other side of the basement, finish that off so it's all living space.
Yes.
But depending on, because this could, up here could take a little longer than we thought. And then I'm excited to get back outside.
Definitely.
Finish the landscaping completely.
Yeah. That was what our content was if you were a follower who joined us during Ditching the Split. Our content was actually gardening and outdoor projects. We did our fire pit, we did the pool, and...
Is that your stomach?
That's my stomach.
Wow.
Have you ever had to call in any professionals during the reno when it got too hard? Yes. We called in a professional to do the shingling on our roof and it went horribly wrong, so we won't do that again.
Yeah, and when we decided to do stone, my dad and his friend came to help because I'd never done stone before.
Oh, yes.
What are your guys' opinion on like building and selling like tiny homes or like trailer kind of things? Like flipping a trailer, like a travel trailer kind of thing.
Yeah.
Because I would do that over flipping a house.
That's what we always talked about doing with tiny homes. I think we actually have a video on our page somewhere when we answered Q&A. We did a Q&A maybe in the summer of 2023, and somebody asked if we would flip homes then, and I said how I would love to just do tiny homes.
So that's my question from this Q&A. Is
Okay.
there a market for that?
Okay, let us know.
Yeah, is it something people actually are doing? Because I don't know. I've never looked into it enough.
I think that's pretty much all the questions we've answered. If we missed your question and you were dying to know the answer to it, DM me. I love talking to you guys on Instagram, and I always try to answer my DMs there. So,
Or leave it in the comments and
or
I'll
leave it in the
respond.
comment. Oh yeah. So make sure you guys subscribe to Andrew's channel if you haven't already for more Ditching the Split content. All the stuff that I would have loved to share back when we were working on the exterior, I'm finally getting it up now. So if you guys want to see that too. And stay tuned for Andrew's podcast, Renovation Nation, coming soon.
That's so funny. I wonder if that's a name already.
I don't know. It'd be kind of good. Somebody's going to steal it if they haven't already.
For sure. All right. Thank you.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in our next episode of Ditching the Split in probably 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Another 2 weeks. Sorry for the wait.
Yeah. It is what it is.
Bye.
Renovation Nation. Let's see if that's a thing on YouTube.